Okay, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Simplex dropout and the Simplex alignment screw. These particular screws and these dropouts, if you haven't noticed, these particular dropouts have this tiny little hole in the back. Now, if you happen to buy a frame and they don't have this Delrine, it's like a little Delrine bushing. It looks like this when you pull it out of the frame. Now, it's always important to pull these things out. It's just this little tiny bushing here. It's always important to pull these things out whenever you get your bike painted or powder coated, in case it goes into a heater, because these little pieces will melt right onto they'll melt away. You'll have nothing left. The alignment screw itself is put into this little divot. It's got a hole in it. I think I showed you already. It has this little tiny hole right through it, right there, if you can see it. And the alignment screw goes right through. The Simplex dropout itself isn't threaded, unlike Campagnolo, Shimano, Suntour. This here is a threaded. This is actually a threaded dropout, just so you can get a look at it. And a dropout screw would be threaded in basically like this. Right in there, all the way in, and comes out the other side. But these Simplex ones, they weren't. The benefit of having these little bushings in here is that they're self-lubricating, so the screw, you don't really have to worry about the screw rusting out and getting stuck into the bike frame. You can also alleviate that if you're using these with using an awful lot of grease before you put these in. Anything on the bike, you should have a lot of grease on it, especially if it's out in the rain or anything like that. Now, to get away from the alignment screw, you can go to another piece here. It also does the same job. It aligns the wheel when you get a flat tire and you're sort of in a rush to get going again. Campagnolo makes these, and Simplex made them. This little piece here just slides in and out, and it's tightened with this bolt on the outside. And it makes sure that when you put your wheel back into the dropout, it's perfectly aligned, the same way it was when the wheel came out. The chain has the same tightness as it had when you took the wheel out, and you're on your way. So I'm going to leave a link about information on these French dropouts, and I shouldn't say French dropouts, but these Simplex dropouts. And it's a kind of an interesting link. But like I said, if you do get your bike powder coated and you do have a bike frame, one of these older Peugeot models that have these little holes drilled into your dropout, and you happen to have these little Delrine bushings, it's advisable to take them out before you get your bike powder coated or painted, just so they don't get painted in there, and just so if it does go into an oven after powder coating, that they don't melt in there, because for sure they'll melt. The link has a lot of information about these dropouts, so I'll leave it aside. So if you're doing a restoration on your Peugeot, you can check out the information. I don't know how long that link's going to be up, by the way. So this is the Peugeot PX10. It's coming along. I'm going to just start putting the parts on it, and winter's pretty close here in Canada, so the bike's going to be put away probably until next summer, next spring. Anyways, have a good night.